So Muskie Hans is doing a review video. The coonskin hat comes out, which I don't know whether it's a good or bad thing that the coonskin comes out. But tonight we're reviewing a Shakespeare Durango deal. And right now the listing price on the Walmart web is $96. I think they had these for like $12.95 at the Watertown, South Dakota when I was there earlier tonight. I'm spooled with. And then I think the line it came spooled with was like 10-pound line. I know it had really bad memory and it casted really poorly. Kept up. So I eventually fished with a while, although that was when I was living in Amarillo and I was pretty much just live bait fishing and not fishing as much. And then I put 8-pound bait, which is what's on it now. The reel worked perfectly fine until last weekend. I should have been recording when I was fishing last weekend, but the sad with a swim bait, and I was working off the weed edge on the side of the road bed, and fish hit. I went to set the hook like this, and the handle broke. Plastic handle broke off right here. It wasn't even like I was ripping on a snake. A fish hit it when it wasn't. That was I don't. It might have been like a 2-foot northern, but I didn't land it, unfortunately. So, anyways, this handle must be pretty cheap on this reel because it broke so fast. It looks made out of plastic, which would explain. And this reel they want the Walmart price is $10.95, but the Amazon price is only $195, which is strange. But anyways, I'm pretty sure in China. It has one ball, 240 yards of 6-pound line, 190 line, and 145 yards of 10-pound line, 2-to-1 gear ratio. It reeled pretty smooth for the most part, and the drag adjusted fine. And I don't know what the biggest fish I caught on it was. Probably, I think I caught like a 22-inch brown fishing in the San Juan River, and it worked fine for that. And that took out a lot of drag. I'm not sure what else I caught that was that big on it. It was probably just mostly like white bass and walleyes, and some other smaller fish, but it worked fine up to when I was reeling in that fish the other day, and then the handle just snapped. I should have been recording, I guess. I've been lazy and not recording everything that's happened when I've been fishing. So now this reel's junk unless I get a reel handle, and to be honest, fixing the reel is more expensive probably than what it costs to buy a new reel like this. So some cheapskate Muskie Hans bought another cheap reel, which you can do a review on when he breaks it in 6 months or 8 months or however long I asked for. This is the fishing reel I probably use the second most on all my rods, because when I live bait fish I like using monofilament, and this reel was strung with 8-pound monofilament, which I frequently use for jigging or just casting a hook and minnow on, or hook and worm. So this rod did get a decent amount of use, but it's nothing compared to this I usually get while fishing. Now, most of the fishing I was doing was not casting out jigs or casting out trout spinners or something where you do a really high amount of cast when you're out fishing. Like a lot of the fishing I was doing, like I would cast this like 20 or 30 times in 2 hours of fishing. Many casts. So anyways, this is a pretty cheap reel. It worked like a cheap reel. If you just fishing a few times, it'll probably work perfectly fine. If you like to fish a lot, it probably won't last you very long. But that you get for buying cheap reels. Like most of these cheap reels I buy, they last me like 8 months or a year. So maybe I should buy a more expensive reel that will last me longer. But that probably will not happen because I have not learned the lesson yet. But anyways, I think that's about it for the Shakespeare Durango reel review. It didn't last me very long, but it also is only a $10.95 reel, so I don't know what to expect what you would expect of a $10.95 reel. So that'll be it for this review. I'll see you the next one.